Hey guys, El Flamingo here, your coach of Forex Attack. Today we have a team reveal for the Great Lakes Draft League Season 4. So I'm back as a mod, this time on BASC Legion Division, which is also the division I'll be playing in. So let's get into the draft. So we finally get, this is my first sort of home format. So overall, I had the 6th pick, which is like one of the shittest position, and that's out of 14. We had to pick tier 1, tier 1, 1 tier 2, 2 tier 3s, 2 tier 4s, and 1 tier 5, plus 120 to spread over 4 picks. I didn't really have a game plan going in. I really enjoyed Thundy in Season 2 of Great Lakes Draft League, so I kind of wanted to get that again. And then Overquill as well could be pretty cool. So those were sort of the two Pokemon I have on my mind. So the draft starts. Where 6th pick, number 5, takes Thundy, which means I get Overquill as my first pick. So it's a tier 2, and it's definitely not the upper echelon of tier 2, but you know how I draft by now. But like its typing's really good, has Intimidate, very keen to give this guy a run. Has lots of cool moves on it too, like I've used a lot of cool fish over the years, so things like Acid Spray, Icy Wind. Well, it still gets all those really cool moves, but now it has a Stab Dark type and only one weakness. Slightly better Spadef, much better attack, and slightly better defense and HP and speed. So everything's just kind of like bumped up a little bit, but attack's been bumped up a lot. Next Pokemon, I've just always really wanted to use in draft. I've used it on like ladder teams and stuff like that, but I went Screamtail. I've used it on Perish Trap teams, reminiscent of Wolfie's, whatever. Did he win Orlando? Whichever one he won with that Perish Trap team, I've used variants of that. And it's really cool. It gets such a good support move pool. Both speed control, but also just annoying shit, but stat reduction, it's just really good. And it's a booster energy user, which means that there's less item pressure across the board. If I want mental herb somewhere else, I can do that and put a booster energy on this guy. And its move pool is just so fantastic. Both its offensive stats aren't great, but it's got way to boost that itself. So we're looking forward to using this guy. But we kind of got two sort of support pieces to start with. So I went back to tier 1 to get something a bit more offensive. And we get the second part of my fantasy core in Baxcalibur. Never used this guy. Never used him on ladder. But seems pretty good. Ignore the 2/3 of Fire Water Grass core there. It is actually... I'll just change it now. It is Fantasy. There we go. Fantasy. It is 2/3 of my fantasy core, along with Screamtail. And it is supported quite well by what I have so far. Like, Screamtail can do stuff to mitigate damage, give it speed control. Overcool can also mitigate damage and provide some speed control. I am pretty happy to have Baxcalibur on the team. I kind of fucked up my tiers. I actually thought we had 2 compulsory tier 2s and then points, but we only have 1 compulsory tier 2. So I picked a tier 2, another tier 2, which kind of totally put me out of whack. But still cool. Like, I got Talonflame. Like, I've been using Fletchinda in UDL, and it's done good work between like Stab Brave Birds and Priority Tailwind and Faint. This Pokemon I think will do pretty good on my team. Like, it's got like fire moves, so I can like attack into Baxcalibur or something like that. And just again, Screamtail, while it is fast and especially fast with booster energy, this gives me a more consistent sort of speed control. So this is also the first part of my Firewood Grass core. Pretty good. My team so far seems to really benefit from Tailwind. Everything like Overquill's in the 80s, Baxcalibur's in the 80s, Screamtail, it's got booster energy, but if I don't go booster energy, it likes being in Tailwind. So next mon, I complete my fantasy core. This is pick 5. So Talonflame was tier 2. This one's tier 3. we're looking at Orthworm. I've seen lots of people pop off with this guy, so I wanted to give it a go. Having that ground immunity is just so good. I've now got two things like an Earthquake next to, being the Talonflame and this guy. Fantasy Core is done, and this is just a great physically defensive piece. Like I can do like the Iron Defense Body Press sort of shit. It's got that Shed Tail move, so officer support as well. Office offense through that Body Press. So this should be like a pretty cool Pokemon to go with. And just being able to Earthquake next to it and like not only not do damage to it but heal it up is super nice. So we stick in T3 for our next pick. Continue building our Firewater Grass Core. I need some special offense because right now, like my offensive pieces are like Baxcalibur, and maybe Overquill. So I need something especially offensive. So I get Kloitzer. Kloitzer gives me like a bit of Slowamon. Potentially could use it in Trick Room, but probably also still fast enough that in Tailwind it can outspeed certain comps. And it offers me that special attacking prowess. With its what's that ability called? Whatever its ability is called, the fucking aura thingy. It now has a reliable water move in Water Pulse, getting that 50% boost. So it becomes 90 base power, which is nice, very nice. And like I said, this is 2/3 of my Firewood Grass Core. Next, we go into another bit of a supporting option, but also hits like a freight train, and that's Medicham. It is another big physical hitter because of huge power, but it's also really good support. Things like Fake Out, Feint, also gets Trick Room. And again, in Tier 3. I've got some experience with it in UDL. Hopefully do better with it than I did there. But we'll see how we go. So this gives me a second Trick Room setter. My Trick Room setters at the moment are quite fast. Base 111 and base 80. So we'll see what else we can come up with. Next Pokemon has a bit of fills a few roles. Gives me another sort of Trick Room mon. Fills out my Firewater Grass Core. Also gives me some Intimidate deterrent, and that is Lurantis. There's some really cool sets I could do with Lurantis. It's a throwback to Season 1 of GLDL. Popped off Week 1. And yeah, I just think it'll be another really cool one to use. Doesn't get Superpower anymore, so it can't sort of snowball that way, but it does get Leaf Storm. So against the right team, I can just click Leaf Storm into Oblivion, and that should be really cool. So that was Tier 4. Got another Tier 4 to pick. And I was looking at the team with my daughter sitting on my lap, and she saw this Pokemon, and so I had to pick it, and that is Pikachu. Tier 4 still has a really good utility move pool. Things like Nuzzle, Fake Out, Feint, Encore, Volt Switch, just like real annoying shit. Because this is a non-max sort of format, I guess against the right team, I could probably use an Eviolite. But generally, I'm probably going to be going Sash and Light Ball on this thing. Since it does have Light Ball, like it kind of does give me another way to just go hard and fast and hit really hard. So I guess I do have another sort of offensive option here. Maybe next to Talonflame with Tailwind, I could like Fake Out and then just fire off Stab Thunderbolts from Light Ball. That could be pretty cool. I haven't really thought about it, what this can do too much. Like, it can help me set up Trick Room because it has Fake Out, I guess. But yeah, thanks, Arlen. Thanks a lot. I got a Pikachu. Woo! All right, next, I wanted a ground type, but we've only got Tier 5s left. I was kind of gunning for Sandygast. Didn't get it. Kind of glad I didn't get it because this guy, I actually think could pop off quite good. I think this could be really cool. Anyway, we've got Mudbray. This is like little horse. Definitely an Eviolite user, especially compared to Pikachu. I was limited for options, but yeah, I think I can do something with this. I definitely think I can. This isn't just going to be sitting on bench all season. I think there's some games I can definitely bring this guy and be able to do things with it. I just got base 100 attack, which, if we look at my team, like it's a little bit less than Lurantis. It can Earthquake next to Earthworm. It's got more offense than Talonflame. It's definitely not got more offensive than Excalibur. Got more offensive than Screamtail. Like, I think I could do something with this. We'll have to see, but I definitely think this is something that I could bring. Again, very much matchup dependent. Then we got our final pick. I wanted a ghost switch in, because I've got the Medicham and I've got the Igglybuff. Yes, I've got Overquill, but just wanted like something else. I think I've got a bit of like overlapping sort of roles with this next one, and that's whoops, that's not Pikachu. It's Oinkologne. Oinkologne male specifically, I think has a bit of like overlap with Orthworm. Like it's just going to be doing like well, in this case, stockpile, body press sort of stuff, but it does get some other stuff like Yawn and Helping Hand, which I don't think Orthworm gets Helping Hand. It shouldn't, hasn't got any fucking hands. But yeah, it's still got a really good move pool, and it's got a very usable attack stat, like the same as Mudbray, base 100. So if it's got a move that is 4 times effective against something, like it's probably going to be getting the Oko. And yeah, it offers a lot of the sort of the same stuff as Screamtail. Offers some different stuff to what Screamtail can do, like that Yawn sort of stuff. So I don't know. This one, unlike Mudbray, I could see this one just sitting on the bench all season. But yeah, we'll have to see. Anyway, so we get one sort of trade during grace period, and I was not happy with the amount of special attackers I had. Let's have a look. I had Kloitza, and my next best special attacker, like you could probably say, Pikachu, and then I think Excalibur was my third best special attacker. That fucking sucks. So I wanted to get something that offered me some special offense, but also kind of fit on my team a bit. And unfortunately, with a heavy heart, I had to drop my Spiky Boy and pick up Glamora. I've always wanted to use Glamora. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. Both abilities, like Toxic Debris and Corrosion, are super cool. And it gets Mortal Spin. I think this dude could be really, really good for my team, especially that 4 by ground weakness. Just makes my Orthworm look even better. Like, yeah, it did work well with Quillfish, but I think this will be even better. And plus all that toxic shit that it can do, like, just helps Orthworm a hell of a lot. And yeah, I think it provides more synergy with my team, both in the form of like giving me another special attacker, but also all that toxic shit it can do. Like I said, I've always wanted to use it. So yeah, anyway guys, this is my final team. We've got the Excalibur, we've got Talonflame, we've got Screamtail, we have the Glamora. Tier 3, we have Medicham and Kloitza. Tier 4, we have Pikachu and Lurantis, and we round it out with Mudbray and Oinkologne. Anyway, guys, that's my team. I am logging off. I will see you all during the season. I have Ryan battling Ryan tomorrow. So wish me luck against there. I think it'll be a good match. He's got some real weird picks that are kind of good into my team. Not sure if I have the best way to deal with it. Anyway, that's it. Logging off. See you all next time.